Moral standards. Whose moral standard are we to live by? This is common sense. All right, these last couple days, all I have heard is, well, if they cared about the children more than the NRA, then these kids at Santa Fe, Texas wouldn't have got killed. If somebody would please do something so that these kids don't get killed. And I've heard Maxine Waters saying, well, I'm the one that's a woman and that's black, so I know what prejudice is. Okay, I've heard so much of it just kills me because the Democrats say, well, abortion is good. In fact, they don't even call it abortion. They call it women's health. Women have to have abortions to stay healthy, I suppose, which I really don't think so. I think having an abortion would be psychologically dangerous to a woman, or even if it was a man was involved in it. If it was his girlfriend or his wife that had to have an abortion, I'm sure that there would be some psychological damage there. And, if the Democrats are going to say, well, abortion is okay, it is to the Democrats. Is that your moral standard? That killing infants that have absolutely no way whatsoever to defend themselves or protect themselves? Is it? Well, if you are so for abortion of murdering infants that have no defense at all, why are you so bent out of shape about children being killed in a school? What's wrong? What is wrong there? You can kill the innocent child that has no defense, but yet you can't kill the innocent child that has no defense. Where's the moral standard? There isn't one. I heard Kimmel talking about it's the NRA that people are more worried about than these children. No, it's not. And I still find it hard to believe that people actually believe the things that come out of the mouths of people just because they're famous does not make them morally competent. It does not make them intellectually competent. It makes them nothing but they are well known and they make money. Big deal. Okay? Moral standards comes from one place and one place only. God's Word. We as human beings, we can't because we are not able to make our own moral judgments, our own moral standards. As I just said, the liberals, they're fine with abortion. In fact, they're fine with taxpayers that don't believe in abortion to pay for the abortions. Yes, it's true. They do. And that's absolutely ridiculous. Because why would a Christian that believes thou shalt not kill is a law, and so now we are to pay for killing? We might as well kill them ourselves. But a second point is, if you're so worried about these kids, why don't you teach moral standards? That way, maybe these people that get the idea that killing would do something for them would go away. If America stood on one set of morals, this country would be great. It would. It would be better than Donald Trump, President Trump, could ever even imagine it could be. But the people don't want moral values. They want to say, well, it's up to you. You make your own moral values. Okay, well, I'm going to make this moral value. Hypothetically, okay? Hypothetically speaking, because it's moral, according to the liberal Democrats and the liberal Hollywood people and the liberal media, to commit abortions, okay, which is basically murder. I say it's moral then to walk up behind somebody that you just don't want, because abortion is ridding yourself of an infant that you just don't want. So you walk up behind this person you just don't want, you put a gun to the back of their head. You don't touch them with it. No, no, no. Don't touch them, but you pull the trigger and blow their head off. Ta-da! And the argument that the liberals will use as far as abortion goes, well, they don't feel it. And if you blew somebody's head off like that, they're not eating. They have no idea you're back there. And you just pull the trigger, and suddenly they're dead. They didn't feel it. They're just dead, and it's somebody you didn't want. So, problem solved. Just like an abortion. Okay? And that's the way it is. And I am so sick of people thinking that man is the almighty maker of all laws and morals and every standard that there is. We are not. We are fallible. We are wrong. God is righteous. God is infallible. God is perfect. And when He made us knowing that He would have to give us the laws to live by. And so He did. But there are so many people out there that don't want to listen to it. I don't want to hear that. But then there are so many people that I wonder, well, you know, if I have somebody telling me what to do all the time, and if I do something wrong, I can point at them. They're the ones that did it. They told me to do it. So it's not my fault. Yes, it is. Because you are incompetent. You are unable to make up your own mind. Or are you? Are you just ignorant? You just ignore it. I don't want to make up my own mind. I don't want to have to work like that. Because then I'll do something wrong. And it'll be my fault. And this MS-13 thing is driving me crazy. And yes, they are animals. In fact, they are lower than animals. They're some kind of beast. And it's not mammal or fish or bird or anything. And if you don't think so, and I think that those people that want to argue, oh, well, they can't call them animals like that. Ana Navarro, tell you what, invite some over to your house and let them hack you up. And then your dog and your kids and your husband and the rest of it. Maybe they'll let you watch before they hack you up. Huh? Wouldn't that be a good idea? You think it's a good idea to protect them coming into the United States, the country that I was willing to fight and die for. They're not invited over to my house. In fact, I don't even want them in my country because they are some kind of beast. Lower than an animal. And I can see why the Democrats want these people here. So they can control them. So they can get their vote. But then once they get their vote, who cares? I don't care. Not until the next election when I need your vote again. So I'll protect you. I'll give you housing, food, medical, education, everything. Just so I can have your vote. Is that moral? No, that's not. That is laziness, really. Because if you're too lazy to come up with an idea to bring this country forward, what good are you, really? Really, what good are you? So that's my little spewing of where are morals? Where? We don't live by our own individual morals. It doesn't work. Because if I say one thing and somebody else says another thing, that's not a moral standard. But if we all agree that there is one moral standard, and that moral standard is in the Bible, given to us by God, then we have a moral standard. Period. All right? That's all I got for now. I'm William Ferguson, and this is Common Sense.